Tech Garage, presented by RockAuto.com, is brought to you by Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever. NH Oil Undercoating, the official oil-based rust prevention system. And by RockAuto.com, all the parts your car will ever need.
Welcome back to Tech Garage, presented by RockAuto.com. Well, I hope you're having fun, because we sure are. And it's time for the Master Technician Tech Tip, hashtag MTTT. And it's all about the charging system. What does the charging system do? And what's the tech tips that can help us out in the driveway? Well, first of all, the charging system supplies all the electricity when the car's running. And, you know, it's taken a beating nowadays. Why is that? Well, you got amps, you got all kinds of electronic power steering, you have drive-by-wire cars, you have electronic brakes, you have so many electronic accessories on your car today, it's actually exceeding the demand of the alternator. So, you know, we'll see in a little while, perhaps we can step up to a higher output alternator. That would be a great thing. But right now, let's just look at how it works. So our alternator is sitting right here, and it's connected right here to the actual battery. So the positive cable runs, it produces an AC, which is a ripple current, sends it over to the battery. The battery then acts as a capacitor, a storage container. It smooths out the electricity, and the rest of your car works really, really well. But if it's actually overcharging or charging all the time because of all these accessories, it's getting hot. Well, why is that? Well, it's a ginormous electromagnet. That's what an alternator is. You can see a rotor assembly right here, and I can actually magnetize it for you. This is really cool. I got a positive cable right there, and these are the actual slip brushes inside your alternator that would connect to. I'm going to connect the positive cable to the battery. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out of this big magnetic magnet here with these claw poles, and I'm going to connect the negative battery cable. So I'm going to take the negative battery cable, slide it on the other ring, making sure they're not touching. That wouldn't be a good thing. And then what I'm going to do is connect it to the battery. So right now I created a ginormous electromagnet. You don't believe me? Big old socket. Ready? Bam. Just that good. If I was to take the magnetic field away, it's not TV tricks. Bam, there goes the socket. All right, so that's a huge magnet. Now think about that for a minute. If your alternator's having to work, this guy's magnetized, that's putting a lot of drain on your engine. You're going ahead, a lot more gas mileage, a lot more belt wear, a lot more tension wear. So in a nutshell, an alternator is just a giant electromagnet. This is the actual rotor assembly right here, and here's the stator. And it induces a voltage, and it makes voltage. That's pretty cool. I can do it right here. We spin it around. I have no electronic source plugged into this whatsoever, and bam, I'm making an AC output. Eventually it rectifies it, gets it back to the battery DC. But you know what? You guys came here for the tech tips. And here's a tech tip you can do right out in the driveway. It's called OCV, open circuit voltage. Just come across the battery, and it's sitting at about 12 volts. Now, when we start the car, we should actually raise the voltage. The voltage should go up because I need the alternator to produce more than the battery does. Kind of like if I put 12 pounds of pressure here and 12 pounds, it wouldn't go anywhere. But if I put 14 pounds here and 12, it would go towards the battery. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to see if the battery will raise up. Now, in no way, shape, or form does this mean your alternator is performing perfectly. There's all kinds of alternator diode tests, and we can do a couple voltage drop tests as well. But we're going to look at that. Once the car's running, then I'm going to check for voltage drop. This is hugely important. I can come here on the positive cable, and I can go over here to the positive to positive. We should see less than 5/10 of a volt, a half of a volt. If you have more than that, you're getting some loss in the feedback to the battery. And then I'm going to switch from negative to the case, negative to negative, and we're wanting to see a low voltage as well, less than half of a volt, because you have some loss in the ground system. Not good. It's going to prematurely wear out your alternator, and we don't need to do that. So let's go ahead, Trip. I got Trip, one of our tech team members, in the car. He's going to go ahead and start it up. Let it run until I tell you. Awesome. You can see it go up. That's a great thing. Positive voltage drop. 0.4, less than a half a volt. Negative voltage drop. 0.1, not even a little bit of a tenth of a volt. No big deal. We're in good shape here. Thanks, Trip. This car's in good shape, but you know, if you put a bunch of accessories on your car, you can always upgrade, but you might not know how much your alternator is actually putting out. Tom and Dave has the answers.
Thanks, John. Now, Tom, if I have a problem with my alternator and I know I need a new one, how do I know which one I need for my vehicle?
You go to rockauto.com, look under electrical, and we list all the alternators that came on your vehicle originally. There might be some choices there if there were optional and standard versions of the alternator. Sometimes in the alternator body itself, it'll have printed what the output is. If you have the original window sticker for the vehicle, you can say, okay, well, it came with the optional alternator. Sometimes you can just look at the vehicle. If it's the work truck without any options on it, it probably came with the low output alternator. And if it was the luxury truck with heated seats and a lot of electronics, then it came with the higher output alternator. The good news is if you look at the photo on rockauto.com and it matches what you have, then it's okay to upgrade to the higher output alternator. And you're all set then if you get more accessories later on, lights or something, you'll have that higher output alternator. And when the new car was sold, there might have been a $500 option or something for the higher output alternator, but at Rock Auto it might be $10 or $20 more, so it might be worth it for you.
That's great. Well, the alternator is the unsung hero of the car's electrical system. RockAuto.com is the unsung hero of the automotive parts industry, and John Gardner is the unsung hero of this here show. Well, here in our Tahoe, we reverse the procedure, put the sensor back in, put the seat back down. John, all we have to do now is test it.
Yeah, I'll just crank it up, put in gear, figure out if the seat's going to work. I just need something to run over.
I've got just the guy. Hey, Josh.
There it goes. It vibrates.
It works. Fantastic.
Oh, both sides. We got it.
Yeah, perfect.
Yep. It was a great show today, man. We got another one fixed. Next week, we got a clunk on a minivan. You don't want to miss that. Join us for more Tech Garage presented by RockAuto.com. Hey, one more time, Josh. Moose. I think I can get him.
Production assistance for Tech Garage is provided by Chipola College, located in Marianna, Florida. Founded in 1947, Chipola was ranked recently as one of the top 3 community colleges in the United States.